Good morning. A major story has emerged from the UK. A secret operation quietly brought thousands of Afghan refugees to Britain, sparking fierce debate about security, transparency, and national duty. The program was hidden from public view by a super injunction, a rare legal tool that not only blocks reporting but forbids mention of the injunction itself. This total blackout was reserved for the most sensitive matters, underscoring the government's determination to keep the operation secret. The silence ended when the new Labour government lifted the injunction, igniting a political firestorm and forcing a national conversation. At the heart of the controversy, balancing moral obligations to Afghan allies with public trust and security. The secrecy has led to accusations of deceit and questions about who was resettled, at what cost, and with what safeguards. The secrecy began after a catastrophic Ministry of Defense error in 2022. A spreadsheet with personal details of nearly 19,000 Afghans was accidentally leaked. These Afghans, who aided British forces, were suddenly exposed to Taliban retribution. The government only discovered the breach 18 months later, when leaked data surfaced online. With lives at risk, officials argued secrecy was essential. Publicizing the resettlement would confirm identities and endanger those left behind. The super injunction was used to shield the operation from media and hostile actors. Critics, led by Nigel Farage, claim the secrecy was about avoiding public backlash, not safety. They argue the government bypassed democratic debate, using secrecy for political convenience. The clash was secrecy about saving lives or hiding policy from the public. For 2 decades, British forces in Afghanistan relied on local interpreters, guides, and staff. People now marked as collaborators by the Taliban. The secret program targeted those most at risk after the 2022 data breach, relocating about 4,500 Afghans so far, with a goal of 6,900. These were not random refugees, but individuals with direct ties to the UK mission, plus their families. Their evacuation was seen as a moral imperative, a lifeline for those facing Taliban reprisals. This operation is part of a broader effort. Since Kabul's fall, the UK has resettled around 36,000 Afghans under various schemes. The urgency was real. Many went into hiding, hoping for rescue. The government's duty of care drove the secret program despite the controversy. The question remains, did secrecy serve those in danger or undermine public trust? Public disclosure brought immediate backlash from Nigel Farage, who accused the government of recklessness and claimed sex offenders were among the resettled Afghans. He cited a £7 billion cost, fueling anger over secret spending during economic hardship. Farage linked the operation to broader anxieties about immigration and border control, amplifying fears of rising crime and government incompetence. Official figures dispute his claims. The secret program's cost is closer to £850 million, part of the larger resettlement effort. Farage's narrative resonated with those who feel ignored on immigration. His allegations, substantiated or not, have deepened mistrust and polarized the debate. The controversy now centers on security, spending, and the government's honesty. The government responded forcefully. Defense Secretary John Healey denied any sex offenders were admitted, insisting on rigorous security vetting for all arrivals. Healey challenged Farage to provide evidence, emphasizing that secrecy protected lives, not political interests. Officials maintain that every individual was thoroughly checked, and the program's secrecy was a necessary evil. The debate highlights the tension between moral duty to Afghan allies and the need for public transparency. The lack of information fueled suspicion and political opportunism, making honest discussion difficult. This story reflects the complex legacy of the Afghan war and ongoing immigration debates in the UK. Moving forward, the government must provide clear evidence of vetting and costs, while the public weighs national obligations against security. Only transparency and open debate can resolve the fallout from this explosive revelation.